Hello everyone, welcome to VGuru channel. Today our topic is 9th class poem The Duck and the Kangaroo. So before going to enter into the poem, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon for further notification. Let's start the poem. Okay, today the poem title is The Duck and the Kangaroo. Yes, what was the title? Yes, what was the introduction of the poem? The duck and the kangaroo both are good friends. Actually, duck has a wish to ride all over the world. So, actually, the duck requested the kangaroo to take him onto the tail to around the world. Then, actually, see, the kangaroo has satisfied his wish or not. Let's see into the poem. Yes, before going to start the poem, I want to explain what kind of the poem it is. Yes, The Duck and the Kangaroo is a humorous poem. What is humorous? To make something feel laugh. Yes, actually this is one kind of laughing humorous poem. Yes, let's start the poem. Yes, actually The Duck and the Kangaroo poem has 5 stanzas. Now I'll read the poem once. Let's listen the poem carefully. The duck and the kangaroo, said the duck to the kangaroo. Good gracious, how you hope over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hope like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we had to go the dee and the jelly bolly over the land and over the sea. Please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires some little reflections. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you will let me speak so bold. Your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatiz, said the kangaroo. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which it fit my webbed feet neatly, and to keep out the cold I have bought a clock, and every day a cigar I'll smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Said the kangaroo, I'm ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. And quite at the end of my tail, so away they went with a hope and a bound. And they hoped and whole world 3 times round, and who so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo. It's written by Edward Lear. Yes, see, I completely finished the poem reading. Let's see the stanza-wise explanation. Come on, let's start the explanation. Yes, said the duck to the kangaroo, good gracious, how you hope. According to these lines, the duck is saying to the kangaroo, they both were friends, as I told you. Yes, how the duck is saying to the kangaroo, yes, good gracious, how you hope. Yes, what is mean by good gracious? Oh my God, have you hope? About the kangaroo jumping, he is saying, oh my God, over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. The duck is saying to the kangaroo, you are hoping over the fields and over the water too. You could not stop, as if you never. And my life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. The duck is saying to the kangaroo about the life of the duck. Actually, the duck is living always in a nasty pond. Nasty means very dirty and untidy pond. And I long to go out in the world beyond. Actually, I want to go out from this pond and I want to see beyond the world. And I wish I could hope like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. And the duck has a wish to go to the out of the world like a kangaroo hoping. And the duck is saying to the kangaroo. And this is the first stanza about the poem. Let's get into the second stanza. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. In this line, the duck is requesting the kangaroo about, the duck is requesting about a ride and is requesting, please take me a ride on your back. I want to see around the world. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack and the whole of the long day through. Then duck is saying to the kangaroo, if you take me to a ride on your tail, I would never say as a quack and I will sit very steadily on your back on the long through day. And we had go to the D and the jelly bolly over the land and over the sea. And where you want to go and where the duck want to see, the duck want to go, the D and the jelly bolly. Here, the D and the jelly bolly, these are the two beautiful places in the land. And again, the duck want to go on the land and over the sea also. Please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. And again, the duck is requesting the kangaroo about his ride. You can do, please kangaroo, take me a ride. Let's start the third stanza. Said the kangaroo to the duck. This requires some little reflection. So, after the duck request, kangaroo accepted his wish, but he has some little reflections here. Yes, what is meant by reflection? Reflection is nothing but one kind of objections. Yes, what was the objections kangaroo had? Perhaps on the whole, it might bring me luck, and there seemed but one objection. Of course, whole it might be bring me luck. But there seemed but one objection. Yes, what was the objection? Which is, if you will let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. If you allowed me to speak boldly and openly in front of you, let me speak about the objection what I had about you. Kangaroo had a reflection about the duck is nothing but duck's feet was unpleasantly wet and cold. Then about that and would probably give me the rheumatism, said the kangaroo. Probably if I allow you onto my back, I may get infection like rheumatism. Rheumatism is nothing but a disease which we feel very painful on our tissues and muscles on our bones. So said the kangaroo to the duck. Let's get into the fourth stanza. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worst socks, which it fit web feet neatly. And the duck is saying to the kangaroo about his objection. If I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely. Yes, now I also have a thought. I have a solution for your problem, kangaroo. Yes, what was that? And I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit my web feet neatly. And what was the solution duck had towards the problem of kangaroo? Yes, actually what was that? Duck had bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. Worsted means here woolen socks. How many pairs the duck bought? 4 pairs of woolen socks, and which fit that feet of duck very neatly. And also one more solution the duck had to that same problem. What was that? And to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock. Yes, what was the one more solution? If I want to keep away from the cold, actually I want to wear a cloak. Cloak means a long coat. I will wear a long coat while we are in a ride. And every day a cigar I will smoke. And again one more solution duck had about the same problem, that is, I will smoke a cigar, not a single cigar. I will smoke so many cigars a day to keep away from the cold. All to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. These all are the solution for your problem which you feel very trouble to take me a ride, love dear kangaroo, said the duck to the Kangaroo. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. Yes, the kangaroo is saying towards the duck, okay dear duck, I am ready. All in the moonlight pale. Yes, in which situation, in which time? In the moonlight pale. Pale means the time of the situation. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. Yes, here the duck about the kangaroo is saying, but you should balance your body very well to sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail. Yes, at the where actually duck supposed to sit. Duck supposed to sit at the end of the kangaroo tail. So away they went with a hope and a bound. Then they started their ride and they hope, they bound, they jump, and they hoped the whole world 3 times around. How many times they have seen the world? They hoped 3 times, whole world 3 times around. Yes, and finally the poet is asking, and who so happy? Oh, who? Out of these 2 friends, who was so happy? Who is the happiest person in the world? Oh, who? As the duck and the kangaroo. The poet is asking, as the duck and the kangaroo, and both were very happiest persons in the world. Why? Because actually the kangaroo satisfied the duck's wish and the duck's request has accepted by the kangaroo. So they both were very happy by understand each and everyone. So I hope you understand the poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo. Let's get into the summarized of the poem. Yes, we have successfully finished the explanation of the poem. Let's get into the summary. I have to summarize the poem very carefully and very shortly. Just listen carefully. Yes, what was the summary of the duck and the kangaroo? Actually, the duck and the kangaroo both were very good friends, and duck has a wish to hope like a kangaroo. Then the duck went near the kangaroo to request him to take him as a ride to beyond the world. But the duck was living in a nasty pond. He doesn't go to out and he doesn't hope like a kangaroo. Then one fine day, duck went to nearly the kangaroo to put his wish in front of kangaroo. After listening the duck's wish, kangaroo had a little reflection about his wish. And what was the problem kangaroo had? Of course, actually the duck has a wet feet and very cold unpleasantly ate. So that one problem kangaroo had to take the duck into the tail. Then regarding that one problem, duck had 3 solutions. What was the first solution duck had? Duck had a solution for that problem, that is actually duck supposed to wear a worsted socks, means a woolen socks to keep away from cold and wet. And one more solution, actually duck supposed to wear a cloak, means a long coat. And one more solution, the final solution for the same problem, that is actually duck want to smoke a cigar. All day she want to smoke a cigar. Then these three solutions duck had towards the problem of kangaroo. And next, what was the kangaroo said? Okay, kangaroo accepted the duck's wish and said, okay my dear friend, I'll allow you to onto my back to go to the ride. And duck want to see the places of D. Jelly Boli. And what is these 2? These are the very beautiful places. Then definitely and obviously the both friends were very happy because duck has satisfied his wish and kangaroo accepted the duck's wish. So they both were very happy with each other. Yes, what was the moral of the poem? Yes, what you learned by the poem? Each and every situation is very difficult to each and everybody, but every problem has a solution. So you can think before doing any activity. So each and every problem has a solution. Yes, we have successfully finished summarized the poem. Let's get into the about poet. Yes, who is poet about this poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo? He is none other than Edward Lear. Yes, who is Edward Lear? Edward Lear was born at 12th May 1812 and he was expired at 29 January 1888, and he was a British artist, illustrator, author and poet. Actually, he is renowned today primarily for his literary nonsense in poetry and prose. And actually, what was his main poets about his poem? That is nothing but Leo is principally known for his popular nonsense works rather than as a travel writer. And the poem The Duck and the Kangaroo is a poem with a touch of light humor, and also he was a very draughtsman employed to illustrate birds and animals. Yes, this is about the poem. I hope you understand very well about the poem and the poet. Thank you.